seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois. Mas só em pensar que só face, tudo que eu pedisse só você que me desse. Aí pensando Deus se esse quarto falasse. Mas que pena, já era. Não deixo mais aquela tão bela e singela. E nem dá. Por quê? Se eu ouço a voz dela é através de alô. Se passou pela favela é porque alguém me falou. Então já que me deixou por aqui, aprendi a viver um pouco sozinho. Mas o que eu posso fazer, fia, se eu gosto da boemia. Essa noite pra mim é dia, mas posso mudar. Mas como isso é questão de tempo, então isso nem tenho muito, nem curto. Fica de canto, eu prefiro suar. Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que preciso sair pra me libertar. Seja com quem for, a minha vida é cantar. Nunca no mesmo lugar, seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois. O resto eu vejo depois, talvez, pode ser que uma mina firmeza possa trombar no rolê. É isso, deixa comigo, é só seguir o sentido e despertar os picos floridos. Mas não, pera lá, deixa eu falar, né assim, para mim tem que ter valor. Não é só chegar e abusar, nem forjar, nem fingir que nem dá pra sentir o amor. Uma fita, ela não confia mais em mim, acredita. No conto das minas que pra mim foi zica. Tava tudo claro, mas a cena complica e a saudade fica. Então já era. Não beijo mais aquela tão bela e singela. E nem dá. Por quê? Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que preciso sair pra me libertar. Seja com quem for, a minha vida é cantar. Nunca no mesmo lugar, seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille O'Neal here. Got Kenny the Jet Smith here for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center. Well, for Denver, they managed to take Game 1 of the season series against this team, looking to seal their series advantage with a win tonight. Hey, let's talk about a guy we'll be watching tonight. The Manimal, Kenneth Faried, just a madman on the floor and is perhaps one of the most active players in the league.
That's right, Ernie. He's from the Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. He plays with the heart of a lion in every aspect of the game. He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Shout out to Brick City.
Brick City, wow. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a win against the Nets. It was a close game. They needed overtime to finish him off.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end of regulation before they were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Howard is out there with Harrell, and it's Lawson in at the point. Ariza passes to Harden. 6 to shoot. Puts it up from 15. Rebound by the Nuggets. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Throughout the first half, even into the third quarter, they had the game totally under control. But man, they just fell apart, collapsed in the fourth quarter. They should not have lost this game.
You know, I really think that they thought the game was over. And oftentimes, as soon as you start to look ahead, you lose that momentum. And then you can't recover. And that seemed to be the case in that one.
Now let's find out what head coach Mike Malone had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He said their scouting report is really all about how to handle Dwight Howard. Obviously a tremendously impactful player at both ends of the court. Coach said, offensively, we always need to know where he is. Defensively, it's always about doing your work early, trying to hold your ground and deny him prime position inside. Sounds like a good plan, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. And something not a lot of people talk about, Ty Lawson's defense. He has the lateral quickness, Clark, and strong lower body that gives, you know, point guards fits.
Yeah, he's like a fire hydrant in terms of his build and strength. He's a good ball defender, but he gambles sometimes, so that can cut both ways. He'll get steals, but he'll also put you in tough positions defensively.
And it's slammed in by Ariza.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's Jokic, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
In talking about Lawson's defense, he was down in steals last season. But a part of that is because he stopped gambling as much. He's learned where to pick his spots.
Now here's Harden. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
Now here's Moutier. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Fareed a screen on Lawson. Moutier dishes to Fareed. That's good.
Getting back to Ty Lawson, he's under 6 feet without shoes, relatively short wingspan as well, yet he's always had to deal with size limitations on defense, but he uses phenomenal anticipation and speed to win more than his share of battles at that end of the floor.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Here's Moutier. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah, Greg, you like groove, don't you?
I do. Let's groove tonight, Kevin. As a matter of fact, let's just stay in the attack mode that we're seeing from these guys. They're getting whatever they want.
Now, here is Lawson, and it's Kenneth Fareed with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Pass to Lawson. Now here's Harden, covered by Foy. It's Harden with the drive, stolen by Fareed.
That's 2 unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnover.
And one thing you can't do is string together those kinds of possessions. It can snowball in a hurry.
Rockets trail by 5. Harden outside, and there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turns out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6. When I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
Now here's Moutier looking for his first basket still in this one. High post shot. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Rockets trail by 4.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. And went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
And Lawson with the drive. The shot will not go. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. They won their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside.
Now here's Moutier. Dishes it to Chandler. 13 feet away. And it's off the back rim. No good. Rockets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Screen by Howard. Harden kicks to Howard. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, we can mark those up for him.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Denver. Gallinari comes in for Fareed.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback. You know, when I think of Wilson Chandler, what comes to mind is supreme athleticism. He can throw it down with the best of them, yet he's still working on the other areas of his game to be more well-rounded.
Martin's checked in for Denver. Nelson comes in for Moutier, and a switch here also for Houston. Monty Eunice is checked in for Harrell. Chandler with the defensive effort. The Nuggets leading by 4. Nelson outside. 13 feet away. Chandler's shot good. Chandler's got his second bucket of the game to go. Howard, the pass to Harden. Howard dishes to Harden. Back to Howard. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
The shot by Hickson, no good.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Mazzili's checked in for Denver. And just as J.J. Hickson seemed to be finding some rhythm in his career, Clark, last season happened. His production dropped like a rock.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, after 2 straight years where he was starting, last season he was asked to come off the bench. And for J.J. Hickson, that just did not seem to be a good fit.
And here's Green outside. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
To the inside, Gallinari. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And getting back to J.J. Hickson, he's forever had the size and strength to get it done. His problems have always been that lack of discipline and an unrefined set of tools. I mean, unfortunately, last season, highlighted those flaws.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Nelson kicks to Hickson, and here's Gallinari outside. Rockets trail by 4. Spanoulis passes to Green. A.J. Hickson pulls it in.
Talking about Hickson, every time you count him out, he surprises you with a streak of inspired play. Then every time you count him back in, he puts up a dud. Hard guy to figure out right now.
Spanoulis passes to Beverly. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Spanoulis. Another miss by Houston.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark.
Gallinari dishes to Azili. Fader on the way, and it comes off the front of the rim.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside. And it doesn't really matter. Who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Now a timeout called by Houston. The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in the back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Jones checked in for Houston. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far. And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
And that one falls for Azili.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming into last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Denver.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Now, here's Beverly. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. 58 seconds left here in the first quarter. The drive by Green. Here's Spanoulis. No good on the three.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Nelson outside. And another miss by Denver.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Now, here is Nelson. Feeds to Gallinari. Dixon, a screen on Green. Shot from 12. And Jones pulls it down.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Ribas, guarded by Nelson. Takes it from 10. And it's Denver with the rebound.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
And that does it for the first quarter. Nuggets ahead, leading by 8. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition.
When you don't have a dog, in the fight, it's different to watch a game and not really care who wins or loses. Since I've been a 12-year-old kid, I've been on a team, whether it was my high school team.
That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale was.
Yeah, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground even outside of the competitive court.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
They're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
That's who they are. They've been the aggressor early, attacking the hoop and getting into that paint.
Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Moutier out there at 4. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Well, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Aziri's checked in, and the Rockets making a change here as well. Lawson's checked in. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the coach of the year, leading the Rockets to their third best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
Now here's Moutier following the miss by Lawson. Fareed, no good.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
The Nuggets leading by 11. Chandler with the ball. Now guarded by Harrell. Chandler kicks to Azili. There's the dish to Fareed, and it's denied. Ariza, right side. Lawson outside. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts. Nuggets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Fareed the pass to Azili. Nice shot by Foy. Foy's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The Rockets were terrific on the road last season, Clark. Tied for second with the Clippers for the most road wins in the league.
26-15, although if you want to get picky about it, they had one of those wins in Mexico City, so maybe 25.5 road wins for them.
Now, here's Howard. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
That's tipped. And here's Moutier. And the rejection by Harden. And it's Denver with the rebound. Fareed's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And I do remember that Mexico City game last year for the Rockets. A huge turnout for them. It felt like they were the crowd favorites. Still, you can't take anything away from their road performances last season.
Now here's Harden. He's got 7. Howard can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is. And, you know, you think about the Rockets, as you mentioned. I mean, one reason they were so good on the road is their offense didn't miss a beat when they left Houston. When you can get to the line as much as they did, you remain consistent on the road.
Clock at 4. And it's blocked. Harden dishes to Lawson. Back to Harden. Lawson in the corner. Screen by Howard. Lawson kicks to Howard. The rebound by Wilson Chandler. Chandler's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Fareed. The Rockets pull it in. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Lawson the pass to Harrell. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. The Nuggets leading by 13, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Azili. Houston also making some changes. Motiejunas is checked in for Harrell, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Trevor Ariza. Now here's Moutier following the miss by Lawson. Moutier with the ball, and it's Harden picking him up. Gallinari, and another miss by Denver. Rockets trail by 13. Harden kicks to Beverley. Motiejunas in the post. And the 3-ball is good. Beverly's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
And it's Foy missing.
And guys, James Harden, much criticized for his defense a couple seasons ago. I really felt like he was dialed in at that end, and he has improved mightily over that season.
Screen by Howard. It's Harden with the drive, and it's slammed in by Howard.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
The Nuggets leading by 8. And speaking of Harden's defense, remember that internet video a couple years ago, Clark, that compiled a lot of his lapses at that end of the court? It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, but sometimes you get caught on candid camera and it's motivation for you to get better. And I think that's exactly what happened with James Harden.
Chandler with the steal, and the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul. So both teams changing it up here. Here's Barton. Kicks in a screen. Pass to Gallinari. Kicks to Barton. Over to the wing. Nelson, no one around him. Hands it from downtown. Nelson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Nuggets. Beverly dishes to Jones. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
For Denver, they have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. That free throw good from Barton.
2 shots.
Both free throws good from Barton.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in-depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
Denver leading by 13. To the left wing. Now Gallinari. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And Green slams it in.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feed.
And that's the beauty of the game right there. I hope we get the opportunity to see a few more of those.
Now, here is Nelson. 5 points in the game. Gallinari. Matajunas grabs the miss.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
Now here's Jones. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And he gets it to go.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for this during the run.
The Nuggets leading by 7.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
16 feet away. Good D by Nelson. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot and the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
You know, Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
It's deflected.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
Denver's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. To the middle. Here's Ribas. To the wing on the left. Here's Spanoulis. He's got 8. Jones, no one around him. Nails the 16-footer. Jones has got his first bucket in this one. 12 seconds left in the first half. Gallinari with it. Nelson from outside. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Nuggets lead by 5. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Denver came ready to play. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possessions. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
One advantage has been their stellar rebounding. I mean, they're putting bodies on people, competing for the ball. It's simple, really. The team with more possessions has more opportunities to score. Wow.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We've seen Gerald Green really having a great game.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
So on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Harrell is out there with Howard. And it's Lawson in at the 1 spot. Denver leading by 5. Foy with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Screen by Fareed. And here's Moutier. The leaner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jokic, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
So it's Denver now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Now here's Moutier, guarded by Harden. Moutier passes to Fareed. Chandler kicks to Fareed. Foy from long range. No good. Good D by Lawson.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
In the corner, Harden. Back to Lawson. The pass to Harrell. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Harrell's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Rockets. Now Moutier. Fareed goes in, but they recover it. Moutier kicks to Foy. And again, Denver no good.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Lawson right side. They get a hand on it. Inside, kicks it out to Harden. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. And Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. James Harden is second.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Shot clock at 5. Shoots it up. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Foy dishes to Fareed. Misses in close.
Boy, a rough start to the second half. 5 straight clunkers.
Well, you think back to the 2009 draft, the Thunder selecting James Harden 3rd overall, and there was some second guessing there.
Yeah, and Tyreek Evans, Kevin, taking a pick after him, won Rookie of the Year. But with time, Harden's talent is proven out, and you could argue he should have gone first in that draft.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Chandler. Well, guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
Bazili's checked in for Denver. Now here's Fareed. He's got 6. Now here's Moutier. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Sinks the three-pointer. Chandler's got 10 points.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective. And, you know, for the Rockets, a nice pairing with James Harden and Trevor Ariza. Ariza, a spot-up shooter and defender, while Harden arguably the premier offensive creator in the league. I mean, they really complement each other well.
And Denver has possession. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Spanoulis. He's got 8. Kicks it out to Harden. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Harden's got 9 points. Denver in the lead. Foy, the pass to Moutier. They set the screen. Shot off the screen. And the basket good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Spanoulis. Here's Howard. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Down low, here's Fareed.
You know, Kenneth Fareed was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team 4 years ago. Took the league by storm with his energy and hustle. Looked like the sky was the limit for him, but every year since then, his numbers have looked very similar. You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Gallinari, he's checked in for Chandler. And Barton subbed in for Randy Ford. A different look for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Reed. And Nelson is subbed in for Moutier. Barton kicks to Nelson. Hickson a screen. Nelson dishes to Hickson. Hickson sets the screen for Gallinari. Makes it off the glass. Gallinari's got 6. Getting back to Fareed, the numbers through last season tell a very interesting story. His field goal percentage has gone down every year, while his free throw percentage has gone up every year.
Yeah, his rebounds, assists, steals, block numbers have all stayed relatively flat. You know, he's making a positive contribution, but maybe not at the level of that contract extension he signed back in 14.
And the Rockets making a change here. Denver leading by 4. Hickson a screen to the paint, up off the screen. No good on the layup. Here's Harden. Can't get it to go. And it's Denver the other way. Next up for them is going to be the Suns. That'll be at the U.S. Airways Center. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And again, Denver no good. Rockets trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And he gets the bucket.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Denver's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Azili kicks to Nelson. Hickson sets the screen for Nelson. The feed to Hickson. He dishes it to Gallinari. Hickson a screen. Shoots from the high post. And it's Gallinari again missing.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now.
All alone. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Gallinari's got 8.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Green kicks to Harden. And the Rockets get... getting another bucket right there.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Denver calls timeout. And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Houston making some changes. Jones checked in for Ariza. And Ty Lawson subbed in for James Harden. The Nuggets trail.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star that could have been. The 18th pick in the 2005 draft, right out of high school. It was basically athleticism and upside in his game then. He's finally made it in the NBA now, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Now, here is Lawson. He has 5. And Green gets it to go. Now it's a 3-point. Rocket lead.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
That's good.
And talking about Gerald Green, it seems like he's been in the league forever. But he was only 29 years old last season. By and large, he's avoided major injury, so he's still got plenty of tread left on those tires if he wants to keep going at it for a little while longer.
Denver's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And Gerald Green picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Denver making a switch here. Moutier is checked in. 1:25 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Gallinari. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Gallinari's got 6 here in this quarter.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Jones drives in. And it's Houston with another.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Rockets?
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs. And, you know, Denver was not that good against the West last season, but they weren't as bad as you would have thought. Managed to get 19 wins against the rest of the conference, and we know how tough the West is, so that's not shabby.
.55 seconds left in the third.
Oh, no. Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
Now, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Moutier, can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead, so we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
And how about Moutier, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last season in China. Already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show. Up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they... And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. The first free throw is good.
Yeah, the Rockets were able to make it to the second spot in the West at the very end of the season. Actually came down to the last day. They could have ended as low as 6th going into the final games.
And it's Green slamming it down.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on. Clark, he had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Out to the right wing. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Rockets have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
Only 71% from the line last season, and rest assured they're hoping to bring those numbers up this year.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
And he's good on the second. Now here's Moutier. Tight defense on him. Out to the right wing. The 3 ball. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third. Rockets ahead, leading by 4. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. The Nuggets trail by 4. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Foyle is out there with Moutier. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Off the screen and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Boy, and for Randy Foye, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
Talking about Randy Foye last year, one difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
Harden outside. To the wing on the left. Lawson from outside. Rebounded by Fareed. Fareed's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Foye, the pass to Jokic. That's good.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Lawson dishes to Harrell. Back to Lawson. Passes it to Harrell. He kicks it to Howard. On the left block, and the bank shot is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And he gets it to go. Fareed's got the game tied up here for the Nuggets.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots.
Here's Moutier. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 2. And for the Rockets, they're shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Howard. Can't hit.
You know, just a little too fancy on that play.
Well, you don't want to force any play, but particularly the alley-oop. You'd like to try that when it's wide open.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Chandler, the pass to Jokic. Chandler against Ariza. Denver passing it around. Here's Moutier. Bullseye.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
Rockets trail by 4. Howard with it. And Lawson, here we go. Here's Harden. Another miss by Houston.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Fareed, a screen on Harden. And Foy kicks to Fareed. To the inside, 8 feet away. And it's Foy missing. Rockets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. It's Harden with the drive. Kicks it out to Ariza. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 5 assists tonight.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
And Foy kicks to Moutier. And that one hits back iron. Rockets trail. Harden dishes to Lawson. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Howard at the elbow. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Pass to Foy. A 3-ball. Can't hit. And Houston the other way now.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Harden the pass to Ariza. Lawson kicks to Howard. Lawson dishes to Ariza. A shot by Harden. Wide open. Off target from outside. The Nuggets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Foy the pass to Moutier. Fareed outside. He feeds it to Moutier. 5 on the clock. Denver gets it back. The shot's good from Fareed. Fareed's got 4 this quarter.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
And there's the call on Howard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Denver calls timeout.
And you know, guys, a high-energy post player like Kenneth Fareed excels at doing the dirty work. As a matter of fact, he's nicknamed the Manimal for good reason. Very few players in the league possess this combination of energy and aggression.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Here's Harden, and he drops it in from the low post. Talking about Fareed, a rebounder extraordinaire. His explosiveness, long arms, and huge hands help him compensate for his relative lack of size.
And he has that exceptional shot blocker instincts. I mean, the timing's there. He'll also steal the ball from you. The question now becomes, will he always be that role? Effort, energy player, or will he develop eventually the offensive skills needed to see him reach the next level?
And it's Foy missing.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
Harden kicks to Lawson. Back to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And good on the basket. Book it. Harden's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances.
Howard with the steal. By himself.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Harden with it. Now guarded by Fareed. Harden dishes to Lawson. Howard tries in. That one falls. Coming off Lawson's feet. 16 points for Dwight Howard.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. Houston making a switch. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Spanulis. Kicks it out to Harden. Here's Jones. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Got a piece of it, Moutier. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Dwight Howard.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Taking 2 shots.
That one is off. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Ariza with the buckets.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
The Nuggets trail by 6. And Foy kicks to Moutier. Dishes it to Fareed. Pass to Jokic. Denver passing it around. There's the screen. Here's Foy. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Foy's got 4 this quarter.
Wow, it's been a vanishing act for him down the stretch. He's made only 1 shot in 4 tries here.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. And really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
And so it's Houston with it. 4-point game. Here's Harden on the wing. Covered by Foy. And there's Ariza. That's good on the assist by Harden. 14 points for Ariza.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Denver calls timeout. They're behind by 6. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Moutier. Feeds it to Fareed. The dish to Moutier. Kicks to Foy. Fires the 3. The shot misses. Good D by Harden.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter. And it's Ariza in the corner. 5 on the clock. Kenneth Fareed pulls it in. The Nuggets trail by 6.
It's going to be tough for him here, but maybe, just maybe, it's not over yet.
Cannot afford any empty possessions. They've got to recycle everything, partner.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Puts up the baby hook. Here's Howard. Now the pass to Spinus. And he commits the intentional foul.
Tremendous output from Howard. He's got 13 rebounds and also a block shot. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point.
For the Rockets, Harrell comes in for Jones. And it's Lawson in for James Harden. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 7-point lead. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They trail by 7. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediately.
It's going to be hard, though, Greg. They don't have much time to work with here, but we've seen crazy stuff happen in this game.
Here's Houston now. Here's Spanulis. Lawson in the corner. Here's Spanulis, covered by Foy. Houston needs to get a shot off. It's stolen by Moutier. From deep. He cans that one. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And, Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on the win, James. And what did it take for the team to make the push necessary to put yourselves in position to win tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run. It had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came away with the victory.
It was a decisive run, James. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwight Howard.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
A tremendous night of shooting the basketball for him tonight. He was nearly 60% from the field. Ernie, 60. That's Shaq-like numbers. Okay, that's Kenny Smith-like numbers. I'm telling you, this guy was outstanding. I love the way he shot it all over the place.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew. This is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.